Stannard. I'm a health and happiness coach and qualified naturopath, and I'm here to answer your questions. And today I've got a very topical one, so it's been bumped up the queue, sorry. And it's one from Martin, who says, in the light of recent developments in New South Wales, where a naturopath has been charged with child abuse, if naturopaths are so dangerous, why are they not registered and regulated in this country? Thank you, Martin. It's a really good question. So I'm just going to spend a few minutes to try to understand this whole nutty conundrum of registration of allied health professionals. In Australia, this is entirely about the Australian situation, political situation. In Australia, the first step towards registering a currently non-registered health profession is we have to prove we are dangerous, and this has been a huge issue. We do not kill enough people, and for that is a really, really good thing. So we actually have to be proven to be dangerous before the government is going to spend the time and the money registering the profession. The second issue is naturopathy is a very broad term. And what I mean by naturopath, as in I am someone who has had 4 years tertiary education in health sciences. My primary modalities are lifestyle and herbal medicine and nutrition. It's quite different to the next person who may call herself a naturopath, and they may be a homeopath. They may use kinesiology. They may use other much more esoteric forms of natural medicine. So we practice in very different ways, but we still call ourselves a naturopath. And that's the issue. Because there's so many different ways that we practice, it's very, very hard to regulate, self-regulate, let alone to actually legislate about. And because of this, we have a huge variety of membership bodies that represent naturopaths of different types. And the government also has issues with so many bodies and wants to deal with one. And that's a problem because people have loyalties to different associations because they have different levels of educational qualifications. And in fact, the biggest association in Australia that represents naturopaths has the lowest qualifications. There is a voluntary registration, the Australian Register of Naturopaths and Herbalists, which is voluntary. They've come out and said if you are not a member of us, therefore it implies that you're not for registration or you're not qualified enough to meet our criteria, which is a little bit simplistic because most naturopaths have membership to one or more associations. Forking out more money each year to an association can be problematic. Now, as a potential client, as a member of the public, that doesn't help you. And we're just in a very difficult situation of long-term self-regulation. The government has shown interest in registering us, but is unable to register us at the current time due to these hurdles and many more. But as an aside, I'm a practitioner who's always been pro-registration. I think we need to protect the public. I think we need to be our best practitioners out there who can call themselves naturopaths. But in my time of practicing in Victoria for 23 years, the last 15 of which there has been registration in that state for Chinese medicine practitioners, every single client I've seen who tells me that they're currently seeing an acupuncturist or they've recently had Chinese herbs, I have asked, are they a registered Chinese medicine practitioner? And every single one has said, I don't know, are they registered? So registration is part of the overall picture, but the other side is when registration exists for areas of natural medicine, making sure the public knows what that means, which is also another education campaign. So it's not as simple as having registration, because registration is just actually registration of title. Who can call themselves a naturopath? And it's if as a member of the public, you don't know that's a registered title, for example, with Chinese medicine, you don't know the difference between one practitioner and another. So it's only part of the answer. In the meantime, because there are so many associations, it can be confusing as to what the membership criteria is. So there's a few key questions you may want to ask that practitioner that you're wanting to see, or look for the answers on the website. A busy practitioner is probably unable to screen and talk to every potential practitioner. So look at websites first. What course did they do? How long did it take? When did they graduate? How long have they been working in practice? There may be testimonials. Testimonials are always a little bit controversial. Not everyone wants to use them, and perhaps not all testimonials out there are actually legit. I think word of mouth is really important. Asking friends, family, colleagues if they've had a good experience of seeing a naturopath, how long it took, did they take one remedy or 10 remedies, what was involved in the process, how expensive it was, but most of all, what were the results? Being results driven is quite a good thing. I'm sorry, Martin, that there isn't a simple answer to the registration conundrum. But what you can do as a member of public is to actually write to your MP and demand registration of naturopathy. It is much more likely to happen if it's actually coming from outside the profession than within. So you can be a proactive client or potential client and try to work towards registration for naturopathy. And by the way, if you're in Victoria, and actually now I think it's a statewide registration process, if you see an acupuncturist or Chinese herbalist, first ask if they're registered. Thanks for your very controversial and topical question today, Martin. And if you have a question you'd like to ask me, you can tweet me at herbalgill. You can send me an email, coaching@gillstannard.com.au, or check out the website, gillstannard.com.au. I have heaps of resources there that you may enjoy. So till next time, speak to you soon.